ダメだねダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ強い
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
ผมยังไม่ได้พูดเลยโอเคสวัสดีทุกคนด้วยนะครับวันนี้เราอยู่กับรีซีโลกเกมไม่ทนายชนะผู้ที่อยู่ในเกมอลันเวกนะผมมาต่อ EP ที่3กันอีกแล้วนะก็หลังจากที่ EP ที่2ที่แล้วที่เราได้ทำการไปช่วยรัดอะไรสักอย่างครับแล้วก็กำจัดยิงนกทันทีนะฮะ
A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier.
เดี๋ยวมาเรื่องกันต่อครับก็ต้องเสียแล้วนะผม
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
ตามคนนั้นไปครับผมเขาขาไม่ดีครับผมถึงเดินแบบนั้นรู้แล้วนะฮะ
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
ขอให้ไปเรียกรถนะผมโอเคเขาให้เรียกรถมาฮะกด E นะฮะเข้าประตูฮะ
Welcome to oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh yes. Yes. Please come in.
ขอให้เรียกเข้ามาฮะก็หลังจากโดนผู้หญิงชุดดำฮะ
Rose.
Yes.
My manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry, she doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
อลันเวกถูกเล่นงานฮะเบลลี่ก็โดนเช่นกันฮะก็แหละตามนั้นหลังจาก EP ที่แล้วนะ
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and
That's
your
it, huh?
lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
อลันเวกถูกผีหลอกฮะเมื่อกี้นั่นเลยฮะหลังจาก EP แรกๆเลยฮะ
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary
Pero guapo.
editor to help me.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
เบลลี่ถูกสลบไปแล้วนะ
Very aggressive, and each day there's
เราออกจากที่นี่ฮะ
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
กดอ่านก่อนครับ
Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
จบครับผมจบข่าวเราไปขึ้นรถนะฮะเดี๋ยวไปดูฮะ
Stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy.
เราต้องวิ่งไปได้ไหม
Nights like this make me
วิ่งไปได้นะครับผมเพราะว่าเราอยู่ช่วงกลางคืนนะมีคนยืนรอตรงนี้นะฮะ
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slane!
อลันเวกวิ่งหนีฮะ
What are? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
มันยิงอลันเวกนะครับผมมันไม่ยิงเขาฮะ
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
ฉันทีมเบอร์รี่ฮะวิ่งหนีฮะวิ่งหนีไปเราวิ่งหนีฮะวิ่งไปลุอย่าเหนื่อยฮะอย่าหยุดเราต้องวิ่งหนีจากตัวนี้นะฮะเดี๋ยวเราโดนถูกจับฮะเป็นตัวนี้ใช่ไหมไม่รู้ไปตรงนี้ลุอย่าหยุดเว้ยกูจะวิ่งอย่าให้มันโดนไฟฉายฮะออกพระเจ้าช่วยโถยเหี้ยมันเห็นแล้ววิ่งไปฮะอย่าฝืนฝืนต่อไปหนีตำรวจครับใช่ครับจะหนีได้ที่ไหนเล่าแมปมันบอกเงี้ยหนีไปฮะเดี๋ยวไปก่อนฮะเก็บเลยฮะ
For decades, The darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
โอเคเดี๋ยวไปก่อนนะรถตำรวจฮะทำไมลูกรถตำรวจมาพอดีฮะแสดงว่ามีผีฮะเช็คพอยต์นะฮะเราจะไม่เสี่ยงตัวนี้ต่อไปแล้วเสียงปืนฮะมุมเอาทางนี้ทางนี้โอ้เราต้องวิ่งฮะตำรวจโดนผีเล่นฮะ
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
โอ้สยองขวัญสัตว์ประหลาดนี่นะโอ้โห
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
เราไม่มีไฟฉายนะผมเราต้องขึ้นไปฮะเรเตอร์ล่วงฮะขยับเมาส์ดีไซน์นี้ดูตัวนกอีกาเล่นนี่แหละครับกด E ออกฮะเรียบร้อยฮะกด E ฮะ
This is James. Mulligan Thornton, come in. Over. Thornton here.
ก็แค่มา2 กล้องอย่างเดียว
Wheeler and Rose in custody. Put up a fight or anything. Why they would... Hey, what you... Come on. Get out and give me that.
ไม่มีอะไรมากฮะแค่บนหอคอยง
I
งๆฮะ
imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
อ๋อจัดไปคืออะไรลึก
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light. There was no power to the searchlight.
กินกาแฟเพิ่มความเร็วแน่ๆครับไม่รู้นะอ๋อนี่ไงโอเคตัดตัวนี้แหละใช่หรือเปล่าไม่รู้นะเราอย่าให้โดนสายพอละเดี๋ยวประตูแม่งเลยโอเคนี่ก็พังแล้วหรอน่ากลัวอยู่นะเสียงเมื่อกี้เช็คพอยต์ฮะ ไฟฉายเก็บไปเลยครับผมเยี่ยมเรามีไว้ไฟฉายก็ดีนะครับ
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
อ๋อระเบิดแฟลชเหรอ
Over. Team 1, this is Sheriff Breaker. Report. Over.
รถตำรวจอ๋อมันคือระเบิดแฟลชนี่นะครับเรียบร้อยครับเราไม่มีปืนเราใช้สามารถแฟลชได้ครับระเบิดแฟลชนี่เป็นอาวุธทำลายด้วยแสงนะครับ
KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
No, this is just up the road from me.
มีจดหมายตรงนั้นเดี๋ยวไอ้สัตว์นี่เลยเรียบร้อยแค่นี้ไม่ต้องทำอะไรอ่ะอ่านเลยครับตอนนี้
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
จบแล้วนะครับผมนี่เลยเราไปแฟตอ๋อถ้าระยะนี้ก็นี่ก็ได้ครับผมตรงนี้เดี๋ยวนะลูกศรมันชี้อยู่อ่ะแต่แบตเตอรี่เหรอพอยต์นะฮะเปิดไฟยิงครับยิงนี้แค่นี้ไม่ต้องทำอะไรฮะมีรถตำรวจไอ้ระเบิดแฟลชเพียบไปต่อฮะไปต่อ กดซับเลยครับเรียบร้อยครับแกไม่ต้องทำอะไรเช็คพอยต์แล้วฮะ
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Dad, it's Lorna Miles.
Oh, why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Of course you're going to have trouble in a place like that. I mean, what do you expect? The sheriff should be helping us normal citizens instead of wasting resources on those
เจอ
people.
ห้องทำงานทีฮะ
Well,
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake.
Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt it.
Whoa, everyone calm down.
Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him.
Dude, priest!
What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
รันเวฟวิ่งหนีต่อฮะคุยกันได้ไม่นานปั๊บตัวตำรวจไล่ละ
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me, H.P. Lovecraft?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
รถไฟฮะเราได้ปืนฮะไหนๆก็เฮ้ย
Work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
กดตัวละตากันเหรอมีลูกซองให้ด้วยโอ้โหถ้ามึงจะเยอะขนาดนี้โอ้ยเดี๋ยวต้องระเบิดไฟแล้วล่ะเพราะอาวุธเนี่ยผมชอบระเบิดแฟนมากที่สุดละเพราะว่ามันจะได้ทีเดียวไปเลยอยู่กับตาแล้วล่ะไปทางไหนต่อวะทางนี้นะอยู่กับตาแล้วล่ะอันนี้กาแฟเพิ่มเลยนิดนึงโน้ต อะไรครับตอนนี้
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
จบแล้วนะฮะ
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
เสียงได้พูดฮะ
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
ไปฮะ เราอยู่ใต้สะพานรถไฟฮะ
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
โอเคเกือบไปแล้ว มาไหนโอ้เราฉันไงอุ้ยแต่เราหมดแล้วฮะเป็นเงาเป็นผีเงาปีศาจนี่แหละครับปืนก็ลั่นเรียบร้อยละอุ้ยเกิดอะไรขึ้นนี่ผมก็ไม่รู้เลยไหนต่อวะตรงนี้นะฮะมีจดหมายอีกแล้วนะฮะกดอ่านตอนนี้ครับผม
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
เปลี่ยนเป็นไฟฉายได้ใหญ่ได้เยี่ยมเอาไฟฉายเล็กผมไม่เอาละเผื่อไว้ใช้สู้บอสเนี่ยครับของอะไรเรียบร้อยซิมีของอะไรให้เก็บไหมมีกาแฟให้อยู่ฮะ ว์ได้เลยฮะแกจะโทน91อยู่เหรอใช้ปืนยิงฮะที่เราใส่ทีเดียวเพราะว่าไฟฉายมันเล็กฮะอุ้ยเอาหลังแล้วใช่ไหมนี่เดินเข้าหลังเลยขึ้นบนไปใช่ไหมเลยครับตัวนี้
surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below. ตาแล้วล่ะโอ้กับตาแล้วล่ะรูดทองไม่ได้เลยจะเอาคันนี้ไปเลยเหรอโอเคได้เลย I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
โอ้เช้าแล้วเหรอไวจัง
The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw. Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
วันนี้ไปดีกว่ารถนี่แม่งลื่นมากเปลี่ยนคันบ้างเช็คพอยต์นะฮะ
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF FM. Folks, I
Any
want to
other?
apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. สำรวจให้ดีๆก่อนตรงนี้ยังไม่ได้ดูเลยตรงนี้มีจดหมาย
Spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
จบแล้วนะฮะผมลงแบบนี้แหละรถต่อฮะผมขับรถเร็วมากเลย
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
นี่เป็นแค่บอกละเอียดนะครับไม่มีอะไรมากคัสซีนนะฮะ
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind, ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back, or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah!
I'm gonna kill him!
เราจะไปฆ่ามัน
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
ตกใจเลย
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
เอาไฟฉายเต็มเว้ยละยังแม่งตกใจ
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Stop. โซนเต็มเอาปีศาจมาจากไหนวะเนี่ยเจนฮะเอาปีศาจระเบิดแฟลชให้มันส่งลูกแค่นี้เนี่ยไม่ต้องทำอะไรโดนลงป้ายนะอุ๊ยที่นี่มาจากไหนเฮ้ยนี่โอ้กดผิดเลย
What the hell?
อะไรอ่ะพายุปีศาจผีเว้ย
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
รถสิครับรออะไรเอาเข้าไป แล้วเดี๋ยวตายนี่นะสำหรับตัวเล็ก ปิดพลังงานฮะไฟก็ดับเช่นกันฮะไม่ต้องวิ่งไปฮะโอ้โอ้โอ้โอ้โอ้ลองสู้ละเสียเวลาหอยเรามีแฟร์กันนะจะใช้ก็ได้นะแล้วแต่ผมไม่อยากใช้เอาไว้ใช้จำเป็นนี่แหละครับ เฮ้ยโอเคนี้ไม่ต้องทำอะไรเก็บกระสุนมาตัวขึ้นไปนะก็ต่อวะเฮ้ยผมมีระเบิดแฟลชพอดีอะมีระเบิดแฟลชไม่ต้องกลัวแล้วผมอ๋อนี่มีบันไดขึ้นฮะ
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
จบครับดูพร้อมกันเต็มไปเปิดสวิตช์ฮะ
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
ก็ไปทางนี้ใช่ไหมน้ำนี่เองฮะที่เขากินฮะเราไปสัตว์ไปฮะดีนะที่เตรียมถ่านไฟฉายมาได้ มีเอกสารอีกแล้วนะฮะเก็บมาอ่านฮะ
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
ทำไมต่อวะเดี๋ยวมันมีลูกศรแสดงว่ามีของดีให้รอหน่อยฮะอันนี้บริษัทไปตายใช่ไหมสีนั้นก็ตายแล้วเหรองง
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
กด E เสร็จแล้วกด S นะผมเพื่อเป็นอาวุธนะอันนี้จะดีกว่าที่เราใช้อีกฮะเราใช้ลูกซองฮะเตรียมเผื่อมีเยอะไฟมันจะไม่เปิดตลอดเวลาเลยใช่ไหมโอเคจะไปทางนั้นหรือตรงนั้นก็ได้ครับแล้วแต่คุณเลยนะฮะยังมากันถูกอีกแล้วนะฮะกดเปลือกมาระเบิดสัตว์มาทาง
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Oh, แหลกทันทีเลยเรียบร้อยมาเป็นชิ้นส่วนเลยเราแฟตหมดแล้วจ้ะเนี่ยได้แล้วกุญแจ
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks.
ดูช่างแม่ง
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up. Birds.
วางอีกาด้วยฮะออกจากกันเซนโตเทเป็นมาเป็นแบบออกจากกันซิเวอร์ไมล์ออกจากถ้ำนี้ออกไงอันนี้เสียงอะไรเหรออารัน มีจดหมาย
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
ทำต่อติดกันนะฮะมาละโอ้ยดิไอตัวผีอันนั้นตันฮะไปไม่ได้แล้วเราต้องไปทางนี้
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Then I ปีนขึ้นไปนะฮะถูกหรือเปล่าไม่รู้นะไม่ต้องทำอะไรขึ้นมาตัดตรงนี้ลืมปิดเอาลงนี้หน่อยโอเคโอ้ยพลาดผมนี่โง่จัดบันไดมันล็อกขั้นบนฮะครับไม่ต้องทำอะไร